Well, you must not watch social media. I wasn't as surprised as I was pissed off. I mean, like, cause I'm a Steeler fan, and I thought at this position, you know, listening to what I heard from all of the analysts who have been on the phones, but also watching the film. And I'm with Dominique. When the season ended, I'd watched a ton of Shedeur Sanders, not on all 22, not being able to see the decision making, not really being able to see, okay, why did he take this sack or why did he throw this football away? And I felt he belonged. I felt he was developed far beyond most of these quarterbacks in the draft when you talked about anticipation, understanding, leadership, maturity, right? And so all of those things normally go in to the quarterback evaluation. But let's think about a guy like Will Johnson, who was here in Green Bay. At the end of the season, he was a top 10 pick. Going into or finishing last season as a sophomore, he was a top 5 pick. He's not picked at all. Nick Emanwari, who was the absolute winner of the combine, had numbers that were better than a guy like Derwin James, who was a first-round pick and an all-pro. He doesn't hear his name called. And so there is no science to this at the end of the year. There is no science to this in February or in March. We don't know what these humans are going to do. We don't know what they like. Just like right now, I can't pick husbands and a wife for my son because they got to pick it. I think I know who they are. I think I know who they like. I think I know, but they got to evaluate these folks, not me. And it's the same thing last night. If you're going to marry someone, you're going to pick them apart and critique them to know if you have a long-term future. No one saw a long-term future that warranted a first-round pick from Shedeur Sanders. Whether the celebrity weighs in or the film weighs in, that's the decision they made. And that's what happens when we think one thing and people think another.
Peter.
Hey, look, I'll also add, Ryan said it early on in his take. If you're trying to attract Aaron Rodgers, or you're in the Aaron Rodgers game and you're Pittsburgh, and you take a defensive tackle out of Oregon, you call up Rodgers this morning and say, we took a defensive tackle out of Oregon. But if you're courting Rodgers, and we know Aaron Rodgers, and he might need to be courted at this point, especially if not making a decision, if you actually want Aaron Rodgers to be the quarterback, it's a really difficult call this morning to say, yeah, we had one pick in the first 2 rounds and we took a quarterback. So I do think that plays a role in this as well. But, you know, let's not take it away from the young man, Derek Harmon. He just got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers to get to learn from Cam Hayward, and he's going to get to learn from Highsmith, and he's going to get to learn from T.J. Watt. He's got a pretty cool career up ahead. This should be a celebration for him as well. It's unfortunate for Shedeur, but it might all work out in the end. I'm telling you, we have been down this road again with a lot of different players. It might be better going somewhere else than going 2nd, 3rd overall and having a cool night and be able to celebrate. Painful now, but this could be the best thing that happens to him depending on where he does end up.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Look, I think...
See, here's why I love Peter.
Sorry. What do you got, RC?
Now, here's why I love Peter. Peter is so nice and so kind, right? He hasn't worked with us long enough to become jaded enough to really tell the folks what the phone call to Aaron Rodgers is going to be. The phone call to Aaron Rodgers is not going to be, hey, Aaron, we took a defensive tackle with our pick. The phone call is going to be, Aaron, we did not take a quarterback. We might have thought the quarterback was better for us for the future. We didn't take one. We didn't take one, Aaron, because we want you.
Now you better
We decided that you were better than all these guys, Aaron. We love you so much that we are willing to start today with Mason Rudolph as our starter because we are saving all of this for you, Aaron. You, Aaron. That's what you got to say when you
until
call
they
Aaron.
take Tyler Shuck in the 3rd round and then hold things off, and then you're, you know.
The past week I've thought, I hope Mason Rudolph doesn't watch this show because, like, we're killing that guy. The Steelers like Mason Rudolph. Like, he helped them get to the playoffs a couple years ago. But I think to the point about Rodgers, right, the Steelers need a quarterback and they don't take one at 21. Why? Well, they still think they have a few other avenues for solving this. They are optimistic that Aaron Rodgers will ultimately sign with them. If not, maybe there's a Kirk Cousins trade that becomes available at some point. There are other guys out there. The Giants now have too many quarterbacks. Can you talk them out of Jameis Winston? Next year's quarterback class. And then, by the way, they are picking in the 3rd round. Only 2 quarterbacks have gone. What if they get Shedeur Sanders anyway? I mean, what if he starts tumbling down the second round and they make a little move up?
Then that call of Aaron Rodgers gets a lot more difficult
Sure.
on Saturday morning. Like,
Yeah, now you gotta say, my bad.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron, remember that call yesterday? Forget everything we said.
Yeah. First of all, Peter, don't change. Like, don't let us jade you. Still be happy, nice guy.
We'll get him there.
We will.
We'll get him there.
But I do think that the Aaron Rodgers point is a huge one that I hadn't considered. Because we know how, I don't remember the exact terminology that Peter used, but I'll use my own terminology, how fickle Aaron Rodgers can be. And I think if you are looking to win now, you can't make a choice that seems like you're leaning to the future. And that's something the Steelers never really do.
Right.
Like, the Steelers always make the decision to make the team, the roster that they have right now, the best that it can be. And I think they continue to do that. And this helps them if they're trying to get Aaron Rodgers. It makes it really hard if you draft a quarterback and then call him up.
Quickly on Shedeur, though, as we move forward to the second round tonight.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got 2 of the first 3 picks.
Two of the first 4, right?
Right. It seems like a destination to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, if he's not Cleveland's guy, then you start to worry, right? Raiders at 37, maybe if they're thinking long term, and then you start looking at like Rams, Seahawks, teams that might do it. But that's what I'm saying. If he starts to tumble a little bit, then maybe you're talking about Saints. Saints at 40 is another spot to watch. But
so those are 3 likely destinations of teams that we ID'd coming into the draft that need a quarterback.
Destinations. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But again, like it's eye of the beholder, right? The Giants decided they like Jackson Dart better, right? So if Cleveland doesn't want him, they're not going to take him just because they have an extra second round pick and they need a quarterback.
Let me see if I got this right. Hey, Shedeur, hi, this is Peter Schrager. Hey, it's not you, it's him. Don't take this personal. It's him. Schrager, we love you. Just keep the positive route. It's positivity.
Hey, I want to just bring what I can bring, and I'll tell you, I'm trying. I wasn't the one saying Shedeur's going first, second, or third overall. Trying to make this better, guys. I'm trying here.
You weren't. Much more on Shedeur throughout the morning and the NFL draft. There was some NBA.
Cả cái đề toán ta làm được 2 câu thôi. Xin chào các bạn, đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ có dây co giãn này để xỏ vòng nhá. Đây là hạt vòng của mình. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu làm. Cả cái đề toán ta thì hiểu đúng 2 câu. Ta tự làm.
Nghe biết một, mình có thể cho cái này lên đầu hay không?
Vâng. Ta làm được 2 câu sau lúc ta về ta check 2 câu đấy cũng sai luôn.
Qua nào tại đây ngày hôm 11 tháng 4 với lại 14 tháng 4 hôm nay bao nào phải lên với cái chưa
Lúc chưa chạy nhà lúc đây anh nhắn mình
đây này
thế lên sửa ngày
đây cái này thì cái edit từ đây anh pha đặt như
thế nào chưa được rồi cái
số
Em lần đơn phương em đã ra từ